Today marks the end of Title 42, which is a big moment for the administration. So Title 42 has been around since Trump, since about March 2020, when the COVID pandemic was just starting to really gear up in the States. And Title 42 rolled out as a way to keep the flow of migrants at the border somewhat limited. And so how did it do that? Well, it said that the flow of migrants at the southern border presented a public health concern. And so these migrants that were coming to seek asylum in a lot of cases were told that while you can seek asylum, you have to wait outside of the United States while you're doing that, which resulted in these camps that you see in the news, usually along the border, of all these migrants just waiting for long periods of time for their hearing or for bits of their cases to be heard before they were either denied entry or allowed to enter in order to continue processing their case. So tonight, it officially ends at 11:59 p.m. So the administration is under a lot of pressure because it's expected that the termination of the Title 42 will result in a huge surge of migrants. And so the administration has to find a way to deal with that. And how is it doing that? Well, it announced that starting today, there will be a new transit ban. And this transit ban is basically saying that if you have come to the United States and gone through a third country, so not your country of nationality, but another country, then you must first seek asylum in that country. And if you don't, then the United States is saying, well, too bad, you have to go back to that country and apply for asylum there first. And so this has a lot of people up in arms. It will probably result in some litigation in court, which may or may not stall the rollout of it. However, that is the administration's way of dealing with it at this point. And of course, like everything else, there's exceptions to it, and it's not always going to apply, but that is what they're saying. So the administration is saying, look, this is the deal. Don't come to the border expecting entry. You are going to be faced with criminal charges if you are illegally re-entering, for example, and these criminal charges are going to be based on Title 8 since Title 42 is no longer in place. And so the administration is really making a push to try and keep people from just surging the border. Another way that they're doing it is to release this CBP One app. Now, I have not downloaded it on my phone myself. However, I have looked at it and the reviews, and they are not good. So apparently there's a lot of bugs in the app. And aside from that, it's really hard to get an appointment. So CBP has said that they are going to open up 1,000 appointments a day. So what this is basically saying is that these people can sign up for an appointment and appear at the border at a certain date and time in order to have their claim for asylum heard, at least the initial stages of it, to see if they'll qualify to even enter the country to apply for asylum. Now, 1,000 may seem like a lot, but the administration is expecting approximately 10 to 11,000 migrants at the border per day. So that doesn't even make very much of a dent into what's expected to come to the border. So we'll have to see how that works out. Now, the administration has some other things that it's doing right now. There is a parole program that applies to certain countries. And then they're also trying to open up centers in other countries, such as Colombia and Guatemala, where people can go to those centers to present a case for refugee status in an orderly, more timely way, so that instead of coming to the border, you're doing it in that third country. So we'll see how this plays out. I do expect some litigation to be coming out soon. And otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen to the border, but we will find out. Thanks for listening.